Navigating a block of data or a piece of data using the X-Ways toolset. There's a number of different ways that you can accomplish this. We're going to cover today one particular way to do it. There's multiple ways to come to the same conclusion. So again, as your time and training and experience working with data at such a low level progresses, you may come up with a completely feasible way to accomplish this same task in a different approach, and that's okay. So again, this video is just to show you one particular way. So we've covered in a previous video that the X-Ways toolset starts off with a base 16 width and an offset over here in either decimal or hexadecimal for your navigation purposes. And again, we discussed in a previous video some of the pros or reasons why you may need to do this. Largely it depends on either preference or the particularities of the job at hand. Okay. But just know that switching this between decimal and hexadecimal is super easy, and you will be doing it a lot as you progress. Let's leave ours for this demonstration in hexadecimal for the time being. So for the purposes of this video, I created a couple examples that we're going to walk through. Now, the first thing to do, let's say you were given the task of looking up what is the hexadecimal value stored at the location 1A0. Now remember, in a previous walkthrough and in our reading, and in maybe resources you find online, the notation of 0x denotes that this is a hexadecimal value. So yes, we are asking what is the hexadecimal value located at the following hexadecimal location. Kind of tricky there, but hopefully it makes a little sense. So what is the information located at offset 1A0? To tackle this, let's take this approach. Looking at this piece of data, if you were to first look for this piece of information, start with your offset on the left here for navigation. And what we're going to do is you're going to notice that starting on the rightmost column, it's always going to be 0, because this right here is position 0, 0. Right here is 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5, 0, and so on. You'll also notice that in the next column, it's 0 through 9, A through F. And this pattern progresses. Once it hits F, adds a 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, then 1A, down to 1F, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, all the way down, and so on and so forth. So what we can see is that this pattern repeats, so that can be very helpful for us in the ability to find information rather quickly. So first, start with the left navigation pane. Now we can see here in our question what would be held at position 1A0, that we're already dealing with this particular column here. So first, starting with our offset, you're going to either navigate down, use the wheel of your mouse to move slowly, or maybe grab it and pull down if you need to move a little bit quicker to cover large patches of land. But going to 1A0, we can see that we're now in the ones, A0. So 1A0. If you're asked, what is the total, well, what is the piece of value or piece of information stored at offset 1A0? The answer would be 67. Let's try another one. What is the value? What is the hexadecimal value held at position 191? Start from the top and move down. We're going to move down until, okay, now we're going to add a 1. Add a 190. So we're at 190. We know that this is 0 column, and we know the width is 0 through 9, A through F, base 16. So from here, what I'd like to do is place my cursor at that 0 and then move over slowly by hand with the keyboard, using the arrows in your keyboard. Move over to 1, 9, and then the 1 column, 1. That is position 191. You can also see your navigation here kind of towards the middle where it would say the offset, 191. And you can see that that changes based on where your cursor is located. So that would be position 191. And we have another value here of 67. Let's try another one. 0, F, 0. Let's move up to the top again. So we're going to go to 0, staying over here, F, 0. We know that we're already in that column here because this is the 0 position right there. That answer would be 43. Let's try 0, 4, C. Starting at the top, 0, 4. Place it here. Now, you can either visually kind of train your eyes to match your cursor to move over to C. Another technique would be to move and kind of create that line. Or you're already at 0, 4, 0. So at that point, you can move over till it says 4C. 0, 4C. If you see that indicator right there where there's a 0, anything preceding that would be 0 as well, because that's just how it's set up. All of these would be 0 leading up. So in the X-Ways tool set, it's actually represented as just 4C, but it also means the same thing. So 55 would be that answer. If you want to pause the video for these next two examples, try them on your own, or just follow along. Either way works great. Let's go back to the top and try offset 1, F, E. So moving here, move to the 1s. Okay, now we got to find F. Place our cursor there so we're kind of in the right range. And now we have to move to E. So it'll be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E. 1, F, E. It's 55. Or, yes, 55. Let's try this last one. 1, 6, B. Let's move to the 1s, 6, B, 1, 6, B. And that value is 70. So if you notice in these last three examples, I tried 3 different kind of navigational techniques. You're going to find the one that works best for you. But that's how to kind of navigate around. We're starting to learn to navigate around in the X-Ways tool set when it comes to manually finding a location by hand. Hope this helps.